Coming up on this episode of the IoT Inc. Business Show.
In my view, delivering outcomes is IoT's killer app. It requires the IoT platform, its technical underpinning, and the IoT ecosystem, its business underpinning, to come together in just the right way. In this episode of the IoT Business Show, I share with you 3 lessons from the ICIP Strategy and Digital Transformation course. The first is an overview of outcomes, also one of the main drivers of every IoT strategy. Then a digital transformation lesson on marketing, and finally an important methodology that should always be employed when starting an IoT offering, and that is design, sell, build.
All this and more on this episode of the IoT Inc. Business Show. The people, the business, and the technology of the next generation internet. This is the IoT Inc. Business Show. And now, here's your host, Bruce Sinclair.
Hello and welcome to the IoT Inc. Business Show. This show is made possible by sales of my book, IoT Inc., published by McGraw-Hill, and the IoT Inc. Certified IoT Professional, or ICIP, online training and certification program. Become a certified IoT professional by completing the program's 3 courses: ICIP Technology, ICIP Business, and ICIP Strategy and Digital Transformation. Details of which can be found at www.iot-inc.com. That's www.iot-inc.com. This is Lesson 1 in Module 2 of the ICIP Strategy and Digital Transformation course. An overview of how outcomes will drive industry change. The current sales narrative is around pain points and solving customer problems. But generally speaking, individual products aren't capable of providing a full solution, so they can only solve point problems. But customers aren't interested in having point problems solved. Customers are interested in achieving outcomes. Products, you must realize, are simply a means to an end. Before I moved into networking and then the Internet of Things, I was involved in the multimedia tool business. That is, my companies develop software for artists and engineers to develop 3D animations or simulations. In fact, this goes back a little ways, but my company Softimage developed the dinosaurs for the Jurassic Park series. But let me qualify that. What I mean is they created the animation for the dinosaurs. If you look at this scene, there are a few things that are involved. The first step in creating a scene that mixes CGI characters with live characters is to develop the models, that is, the physical representation of the dinosaurs. This is done by modeling, and our customer, ILM, used one of our competitors, Alias Research, for that purpose. Once the dinosaurs have been physically designed, the next step is to move them, and that is with animation. That is what ILM, Industrial Light and Magic, used our software for at Softimage. After that, you need to color the dinosaurs so they look realistic. ILM used an open source product called Mental Ray. And finally, the dinosaurs need to be composited within the 2D environment to make it appear as if it's 3D. Again, ILM used another product, their fourth, and it was called Discrete Logic, to do the compositing. So why am I telling all this? The reason is ILM, or their customer, Universal Studios, were not interested in modeling software, animation software, lighting software, and compositing software. They're interested in the outcome, and the outcome was putting synthetic dinosaurs realistically into a movie. That's the outcome. To achieve this outcome, in addition to the countless modelers, animators, lighters, and compositors, there is a very important role at special effects houses. and that is of the technical director. The job of the technical director is to orchestrate the various products together to deliver the outcome that the director, in this case Steven Spielberg, wanted. These products and more were integrated into what is called the animation pipeline. If you look at the end of any special effects movie, you'll see the technical director, or multiple technical directors. And their main skill set was software development. That is, being able to integrate through APIs, application programming interfaces, the various software products required to deliver the outcome. Once we have virtualized our physical products with Internet of Things technology, we can do the same thing. Every industry has their version of the technical director, and they have their version of the pipeline to integrate the various physical products to deliver the outcome they're looking for. This is the opportunity for IoT, to replace these customer pipelines with seamless off-the-shelf solutions, solving the entire customer problem in a more simple and a more economic way. Think about your industry and your pipeline, and then think about how powerful outcomes can be. This is Lesson 4 in Module 5 of the ICIP Strategy and Digital Transformation course. Digital Transformation in Marketing. The direct 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week connection with the customer is a marketer's dream, and better yet, is quantified with data. Welcome to the world of data-driven marketing. And data-driven marketing begins with building and analyzing models. Lots of models, but in particular the three most useful models are usability models to discover how the product is being used, utility models to discover what the product is being used for, and finally performance models to improve efficiency. While marketing will not be developing these models, marketing resources are required to interpret this and other data for inbound and outbound marketing activities. Let's first discuss data-driven inbound marketing. First and foremost, data from the customer and their product is used for product definition by prioritizing the features that are up for discussion. Product roadmap discussions can often become heated affairs between product management and engineering and other departments. Using data to help guide this process simplifies everything and puts everybody on the same page. Interpreting the customer and product data enables us to customize our product with new options and develop brand new products and services. Pricing can often be a shoot and miss affair. Approaches to pricing includes what the market will bear by looking at competitors or cost plus pricing. In both cases, they leave money on the table. With IoT, we can quantify the value our product provides to our customers. By quantifying this value with the data, we can then determine a fair price as related to the value the product provides. This price can then be justified with ROI calculations, using the customer's data or customer data from the same industry. Inbound marketing and pre-sales can use this data to then convince the customer to make the purchase. And sampling size goes through the roof, enabling inbound marketing to sophisticately segment their markets, understanding which products or product versions are best suited to each market segment. And using customer data allows inbound marketing to better position their product with respect to the competition. Product positioning is often one part based on data and one part based on wishful thinking. Using the data from your customer and the use of your product makes positioning very clear and accurate, making it resonate with the market. Now let's discuss data-driven outbound marketing. Where inbound marketing quantified the data for their purposes, Outbound marketing qualifies the data. It qualifies the data for accurate communications. Hyper-personalized and contextual marketing now replaces interruptive marketing. This is because we know how the customer is using the product and the context for which they're using it in. Imagine being able to communicate in a specific way individually to each customer. Data-driven communications enables this. Although I said outbound marketing qualifies the data, there is at least one place where it also quantifies it, and that is to use predictive analytics to do predictive marketing. That is being able to use the data to predict when the customer needs, either a product expendable or a new product. Imagine knowing when your customers' tires are about to become unsafe, and then being able to present them with a tire sale to ensure they rebuy from you. Or by examining the utility model, you can see that they would be better suited to be using a different product, maybe up-level their product. You can then communicate why this is a good idea by using language that's contextual to their business situation. The data-driven marketing organization is an organization that has a higher probability of getting the product right and to effectively communicate their message to their prospects and their customers. This is Lesson 2 in Module 8 of the ICIP Strategy and Digital Transformation course. Design, Sell, Build from the Getting Started module. Design, Sell, Build. This is a methodology that I've used my entire career for validating the product before it's built, by selling it first. Plan 1.0 is the first IoT business plan and requirements doc. It is developed at the end of the concept and ideation phase of pre-production. While sitting around the conference room table, it may seem like the greatest plan internally, but it must be validated externally with potential customers. This product validation methodology, sometimes referred to as market validation, can be best summed up as design, sell, build. Design your product, sell it, and then build your product. The design, sell, build methodology is especially important in IoT since it's in its infancy. Product ideas need to be validated early and at every step in the development process. It's been my experience with my clients that all IoT products pivot. All. 100%. And they don't just pivot a little bit. They pivot around 180 degrees or more. Why? Because both the vendor and the customer are not that familiar with the Internet of Things. In the early stages, especially, terminology may not mean the same thing to both parties. Functionality that sounds good initially may not be what's expected once coded. Everything is new. And this isn't limited to product functionality. Iterate on the business plan in addition to the product requirements at each milestone during development. Specifically during concept ideation, proof of concept, prototype or pilot, and minimally viable product or MVP. The buy, sell, build methodology is an iterative process. It's important to go to potential customers and partners to get feedback at each stage during development. Then this feedback must be incorporated before moving on to the next development milestone. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that lesson. This podcast goes vertical, deep diving into different topics each week. If you prefer a more horizontal and structured approach to learning IoT business and its orbiting technologies, check out my book IoT Inc., published by McGraw-Hill, or become a certified IoT professional by completing the ICIP training and certification program. For details, just go to www.iot-inc.com. Also go to www.iot-inc.com for an analysis of this episode links to things that were mentioned during the episode, and very importantly, the episode's PDF transcript. Just search for the name of the episode or the guest. If you're new to this podcast, subscribe. That way you'll get every week's episode delivered straight to your device. Or, if you've been listening for a while, there are 3 ways you can support the show. You can leave a rating or a review on iTunes. Just go to iot-inc.com/iTunes. It only takes 1 click to leave a rating, a little bit longer to leave a review. You can share it on social. I'm on LinkedIn, to a lesser extent on Twitter. And of course, you can support the show by buying my book, IoT Inc., or the ICIP Training and Certification Program. It's how I pay the bills. Next week's episode is Making Bacon and the 3 main classes of IoT Analytics with Shepard Shi of IBM. Hope you can join me then. I'm your host, Bruce Sinclair. Thank you for listening. Till next week, may your path to IoT business be a learned one.
You have been listening to the IoT Inc. Business Show.